Welcome to Total War of Warhammer 2. Now, I will still be doing my series as Yugoslavia, don't worry, but in this playthrough we are going to be playing as the Dark Elves of Naggaroth. So Total War of Warhammer 2 is the sequel to Total War of Warhammer that came out last year, and it starts out with 4 races, just as it was in Total War of Warhammer 1. And it comes out with 2 legendary lords for each race, exactly the same as Warhammer 1. The only difference between the two is that in Warhammer 1, the 2 lords for each race would start out in the same position. However, now they start out as completely different factions. Now, eventually what they will do is, if you own both games, you get for free, and I believe it's in about a month they're expecting it to come out, is it'll be a combined map for the 2. So you have 4 races to play at. Well, 4 races. You have the High Elves of Ulthuan, led by Tyrion, Teslis. And then you have the Lizard Men with Lord Mazdamundi and Krokgar, who is my favorite one. And then you have the Dark Elves, led by Malekith. And you have his mother, Morathi. And then 2 Skaven factions, you have Queek Headtaker, leader of Clan Moors, and then Lord Skrulk. I don't know if Lord Skrulk is the leader of Clan Pestilence completely. No, I'm not even sure. I'm pretty sure Queek is the head of Clan Moors. Because, I'm beginning to think that maybe they're not, because they wouldn't be the ones in the Council of 13. Of all my Warhammer Fantasy lore, the Skaven are the ones that I'm not entirely knowledgeable about. However, we will be playing. I was thinking about doing Morathi, but I don't think I am. We are going to do Malekith. So I would explain about him, but I don't really need to because there is the intro. Now, Malekith gives the percentage of experience he earns to other lords. However, he has plus 30 relations with the Cult of Pleasure. However, we will not be confederating Morathi because there is currently a bug. So Morathi's lord effects causes chaos corruption in all characters. This applies if you confederate her, and it basically ruins your Dark Elf campaign. So screw Morathi. We are just going to invade her. So this effect means absolutely nothing for us. I actually do quite like Morathi to play as, but I like Malekith more. So we have increased chance of loyalty loss for lords of a higher rank than Malekith. So basically we just gotta keep him as the strongest. And loyalty +2 for new recruits. And his lord effects are: you have minus 50% upkeep for Blackguard of Naggaroth, Dread Spears, Bleak Swords, and Dark Shards units. So it's just like our basic infantry are going to be cheaper for us. And we're going to be on normal. Now, our race attributes are: we have the Black Arcs, which are naval units that we can use to replenish forces and raise new ones. But they kind of suck in naval combat, and you can lose them pretty easily. So we have Slaves. They provide a bonus to our economies at the cost of reduced public order. Very similar to almost exactly the same, in theory, as the slave mechanic in Rome 2. A murderous prowess, and if you kill enough men in a battle, I guess very few of these will actually be men, but if you kill enough, you'll get bonuses during the battle, and it's generally proportional to how many are actually in that. So you need to kill more if you're like fighting a bigger army than if you're fighting a small one. So here we go. Now I'll stop talking and let the intro play.
Malekith, son of Anarion, was betrayed. The Elven princes crowned Belshazzar as the second Phoenix King. So Malekith brooded and poured his hate into a single cup. Malekith toasted Belshazzar, then stepped over his dying body scream, he hurled himself back from whence he came. His body was taken north, and a suit of armor forged. Malekith was reborn. The Witch King, and in his shadow, legions raised. Decades of civil war followed. Then Malekith embarked on the most ruthless of plans. His sorcerers would unbind the magic of the Great Vortex. Created by Kalidor Dragon Tamer and his elven mages, the Vortex siphons the winds of magic, keeping the demon tide at bay. Malekith's spell was flung at the Vortex, but Kalidor himself broke through the mists of time to deflect the titanic force back at its casters. The Shadowlands were ravaged, sundered.
You die. You live. You die. Servants, you amuse me.
The dragon with two tails hangs in the sky, and you indulge in petty games.
You summon me, Your Highness. You bring this witch here.
She's well versed in lore and prophecies.
She will betray you, my son, as all have done.
She's indebted to me. I have her soul. Step forward, Felicion the Heartkeeper. The comet disrupts the vortex. Whilst it is weak, a prophecy can be fulfilled.
Of a king who consumes the heart of Ulthuan. My son will take its power and our vengeance.
Find the Oracle. She knows what to do.
I am willing to serve, to earn my soul's release.
All right. So our goal is to disrupt the Great Vortex in order to ensure that Malekith can become the Phoenix King of Ulthuan. Now, technically, as part of the End Times lore for Warhammer Fantasy, it turns out that Malekith actually was supposed to be the Phoenix King all along. And that he was right. However, Total War Warhammer does not follow that. Well, actually, I guess technically the events haven't happened yet. Well, I don't even think it follows the 8th edition lore completely for Warhammer Fantasy, as Morathi is considered to just be full-blown Slaanesh worshipper instead of the Dark Elves god who is basically Slaanesh but not Slaanesh. The load times tend to go faster other than like the first time it loads a campaign. Oh, and I'm not going to listen to the advisors at all. I mean, I guess I probably could have read that, but this takes so long. You've probably read it on your own by now. So we got to fight some Skaven. Hooray. Yeah. It's like when you're downloading like something on your computer and it gets to like 98 or 99% and it just stops. And it says it'll take like an hour and a half total to like download something. It goes like 15 minutes to take to like 98%, and then it takes an hour and 15 minutes to get to 100. You know, I probably could just cut this out, but I've been talking so much, so you're going to hear me what I say. I may in the future start cutting some of this out. Screw you, Malekith. Alright, give me a minute so I can click away all of... Yeah, whatever. Because the game's always laggy like that. There we go. So, what all four... Well, actually, for the first time in Total War history, the AI is actually also trying to win. All of us need to do 5 rituals, and all of us have different of these resources we need to get all to do each of these rituals. Now, it is possible to stop the rituals of the other races. However, ultimately, we need to get there first to the last one. Now, we're actually probably just going to do a battle. So first thing we did is we're just going to build Nagarund and upgrade it to a level 3 settlement. No, up to a level 2. And that'll let us to get more slots. Now we do have Skaven corruption happening, mostly because there are Skaven settlements here. And the thing is, you can see all of the Dark Elf. If you zoom out, you can actually see all the playable area. I know this is Nagaroth. I don't know if the whole thing is considered Nagaroth. But here we have Lustria. It's not Arabe, is it? This is Lustria. This is Ulthuan. I'm pretty sure this is generally called Arabe. I don't know if this counts as part of Arabe. Yeah, and I am a 40k person, not a fantasy person. So let's zoom in all the way. I just love Malekith's voice so much. Can I just say I feel really stupid for misclicking? Oh, whatever. Oh, hey. So we're actually going to fight this battle just because I want to show it off. So you have Nagarund versus Clan Septic. The advisor appears from time to time to offer information to the player, not when I have the advisor turned off. Now, you can't actually turn it off all the way. You can basically put it to minimal, which for 99% of things turns it off. Oh, and one important thing I should mention about the rituals. So when you do the rituals, the other major races will try and stop you. Well, they may. They may not necessarily do it, but they may try and stop you. And also, there will always be an invasion force of chaos that will spawn in order to try and stop you. So that'll be what it really ends up. Really, it's going to be stopping the chaos forces, which honestly, I'm pretty sure it always... No, it does not always pick province capital cities. So we'll just have to play it by ear to what happens. Alright, so the Winds of Magic screwed us over. Like, we have a really good position here. So we're going to put our Reaper Bolt throwers right here. I'm going to take these Dark Shards. And I actually really like the Dark Elves crossbows. They're very good, especially because most of the Skaven, and really even most of the Dark Elves, do not have good armor. Obviously, the Blackguard of Nagaron with their 110 armor is very good. Like, Dread Spears only have 30. And I believe they do... Yeah, yeah, they're armor piercing, so they do ignore some of that. And I guess we'll just put Malekith right here in the front. Chances are the Skaven will attack. Well, yeah, they'll be the ones that move on us because we have that Reaper Bolt Thrower. Now, the Skaven have much larger units, but the units tend not to be as strong, and they tend to have very weak morale. Like, they will break incredibly easily. I mean, even their lords don't have very good leadership. See, it looks like our bolt throwers are just actually fire on those ones, because any stray shots will hit a little bit farther. There we go. We have our crossbowmen firing. And they're going to start racking up kills pretty quickly. So they are going to start firing on us with their slings, but I'm not worried. Actually, can you start firing on them? Really? You're going to charge right there in the Malekith? I'll have the Black Guard move up. Yeah, you can see they're already routing, and holy smokes. Well, actually, just knocked down most of them. I thought that killed almost all of them. Yeah, as you can see, they melt away pretty quickly. As the Skaven, you really do have to rely on flanking. So let's move our Dark Shards up. Let's just fast forward it just a bit. There you go. We'll have the Dark Shards fire right there on the slingers. And they will make very short work of those rats. Yeah, they will. Skaven just completely melt. And really, so do pretty much anything you shoot with these Dark Shards. They probably wouldn't do too great against, like, Black Guard of Nagrond. Just by nature of the fact they have so much armor. But the fact they're armor piercing is very, very nice. There you go. So we have Clan Rats. Clan Rats, you can just go fight them. Yeah, the Black Guard. I wouldn't be surprised if not a single one of my Black Guard die. So there you can see this bar at the top. We've gotten 319 kills and we had 423 to get the bonus. But as you can see, they broke before that even happened. So we have a decisive victory. Yeah, we only lost 31 men in that battle. And it was just... It almost looks like it was only from that one unit of Dread Spears. Now, the one thing about the Skaven that is because they route so easy, a lot of them tend to get away. So if it's like a big Skaven force that you're not sure you're going to be able to fight them again, you really do need to do it twice. Now we have three options. We can either ransom captives, which give us some money, but it drops our replenishment rate. We can just murder them, which will give 100 experience to all of our units. Or we can enslave them, which gives us some slaves and increases our unit replenishment. Now you actually do get they do occasionally do voice lines if you hover over things, but we're just going to murder them all. So there we go. Now we have our first skill point for him. And we're just going to go on a route marcher, having that 10 plus campaign movement bonus. Now this may sound odd, but I'm going to actually get primarily more Dark Shards. And we're going to go founded on Tyranny so we get 10 plus growth, because that'll help our economy as a whole, which will inevitably help our military, because having that early growth is really going to help in the long run. And we are going to hit fast forward. So even though these settlements look like they're just ruins, I can almost guarantee you there's Skaven in them. And hey, look, Skaven. Now I'm actually just going to auto-resolve this one. And do I want to loot? Nah, let's just occupy it, because this is going to be our capital region. And let's demolish this artisan's house. Now we're going to build 2 more units of Dread Spears, and we're going to build 1 Dark Shard. And... Let's start upgrading Malekith's magic, because he's already a very good lord in melee already. Now, one city we really are going to want to take is Grand, because they have a ritual resource site, which means we'll get a lot more of it, because you earn these per turn unless you're doing missions, or you do get like set amounts of them. And we really do want to start building that up. But the first thing we're going to do is unite the Nagaron province. Let's end our turn. You know, I just noticed that Clan Eshin is in there. I'm honestly surprised that it's not them who you can play as instead of Clan Wars. Let's go to Dark Elf Mansions. Will I be able to loot that? We'll attack that. I can pretty much guarantee you there's going to be Skaven. No, not quite. We're close, but not quite there. So we'll get there next turn. Yeah, I will definitely do battles that really matter, but for these, we're just going to be able to cut right through these Skaven. There we go. So now we have it united. Now we have commandments, which will allow us to do, which will just allow us to bring a bonus to this province. I think I'm going to just do increased slave production quotas, just because it'll be useful to have extra growth. Here we go, we'll get torture pens. We really need them to be leveled up to really get any of the cool stuff. For right now, let's just get Plateau, the cavalry building. We'll upgrade that to level 2. Here, I like that one. Let's end our turn. Yeah, we can just do the hunting camp building. Honestly, this is going to be a pretty good choice just for fighting the Skaven. Now, where do we want to go next? Because we're still at war with Clan Septic, and I have a feeling they're probably owning all of this. Could I get a peace treaty with Clan Septic? I would rather if we took all of this first before we went north to Clan Septic.
Command me,
Feared by all.
cruel dreadlord.
Now!
Oh, Norskins. Whatever. Oh, we're not allowed to negotiate with Clan Septic. Well, I guess as long as we're not at war with the Norskins, there's no reason to go attack them. Now there is a bit of a penalty for attacking, for taking settlements that are not in the right climate for you. Yes, I am well aware the people are displeased. And I can 100% assure you that Malekith does not care.
Do not vex us further.
Let's actually raise a new lord. I want to look at some of their traits. Ooh, I like that one, having given a straight upgrade. Let's move you right there.
Master of cruelty, Druchii are restless. A noble prospect.
I don't care if they're restless. Hey, look, Beastmen. Oh, now we have a fight on our hands. And we are going to save this fight for next time. Ha ha ha. Anyway, I do actually want to get some equipment for if we do this. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I really am happy that we'll start doing this series, and I'll catch you all next time. Peace.